Hey Wanderers, I thought what a better place than to do our final on the Signature MGM Grand than right here from Puerto Vallarta in the pool, because why not? It was too cold to go home, so we're going to do it from here. Let's just talk about what the final was, what we liked, what we didn't like, and what we thought would be better and how you could enjoy it. Just a recap, we did go there with the idea of a one-bedroom, and we wound up going up to the Penthouse. That was a great comp.
It
was beautiful. Basically two bedrooms. It had two full baths. The sleeper would convert to a couch. The room was great. I liked the room overall, and I would definitely go to any of the rooms again. I mean, obviously we all would like the Penthouse, but it was good there too. We had previously taken an upgrade through the app, which got us into the one bedroom, and then that was later comped up to the Penthouse by the manager at check-in. The room style was fantastic. You could get two couples in there or a family in there without any problem.
Family, absolutely.
The balcony view was fantastic. You could see down into the strip some because it was a strip view.
You could see the sphere.
From the other side, we could see a little bit of the sphere, and this sphere could peek at us, which it can sometimes do. That was cool. Now, overall, I would say that, does it show a little bit of age? It does. Now, the thing about the Signature you have to remember is that some of these are owned units. The hotel itself doesn't have complete control. An owner could choose to allow the hotel to rent the unit for them, or they could rent it via Airbnb. You will see these units in a lot of different places. You'll see them on the website, you'll see them on MGM's site, Marriott's site, but you might see them on Airbnb, and don't get confused. There's a reason for that.
If you're hoping for an upgrade, you want to go.
Sure, if you're hoping for an upgrade, you definitely want to go to a hotel. If you're going to go through Airbnb, you're going to get what you're going to get because it is controlled by an owner. So along with that, though, there are some misconceptions. A lot of videos out on the Signature, and people see waters provided, they see towels. The water situation was the hotel. Well, robes. I'm sorry, I said towels, but yeah, you're right, robes. You do get towels no matter what parts you're staying in. Well, I'm going to presume that the owner supplied ones. They give towels. Robes and water. Water was done away with as far as the cost by the hotel.
If you do Airbnb, do you still get hotel housekeeping?
Yeah, that's I was going to guess that you probably do. This could be a situation where the owner has set up something different for the hotel, but I will say from what I've heard about the ownership, you pay an additional fee in order to have the hotel do it. They pay an HOA, and then they pay an additional fee for the hotel to manage it. And of course, if they do it via Airbnb, they also pay an additional fee, and I think that has to be around cleanliness because there's a separation, but overall the hotel doesn't want a bad reputation because someone didn't keep up their particular unit. So I think they're going to take steps to get that ready for the next person. Now, on the waters and the robes, waters were done away with by the hotel. If you have waters in your room, they were supplied by an owner, which you might not know that it's an owner, because if they've paid for the hotel to rent it for them, there's really no way to know that. You're just going to go through the MGM or Marriott website, you're going to pick a room, and then you're going to be assigned, and you don't know what you're going to be assigned. So are 100% owner provided. So if you go to a room and you don't have a robe and you saw it on a video, it's because they were in an owner provided room and you're in a hotel room, and that is a difference there too. We had to check that out for you to find out what those differences are so that your expectations are set correctly. Overall, the check-in process was really smooth. I found the staff to be responsive. Management was incredibly responsive. And the thing is, when you check into Signature, it's a gated entrance that you have to go through. You want to go to Tower 2 to check into any of the three towers, and it's much smaller than the MGM check-in. We walked through MGM on the way to the underground, which is a really interesting shopping area. If you go to the MGM's foyer, you can go downstairs. There's lots of little shops. It's like a little mall, and you can make your way to the monorail from there as well, but it's huge. And there's a huge amount of lines. You do not want to check in from there. And you don't really want to enter through MGM because it's a long walk. Well, it's a 4-minute walk. We timed it out to do just under 4 minutes. Tower 2 check-in for Signature is very nice. It's very cozy. It's easy to check in. Of course, you can check in online through the app and just save yourself from going through all of that. The pools I love the ability to be able to go to anywhere on the property. You're checking into any of these properties. Signature MGM gives you 5 different pools you can go to, and you're going to see there's definite a vibe difference in what you do. If you want it to be active and music driven, you can go over to the MGM where there's tons of people, or you can stay on the Signature side where it's just very private. Far fewer people. The cabanas and that are for rent, as well as the day beds, but there are a number of regular sun chase lounges out there that you can get, and a lot of times they were full, at least As the week wore on, we happened to see that they were full, and we noted that the staff would go and get some from a shaded area or somewhere else, bring them out, try to position them for people. There seemed to be plenty of room there where the MGM did not. Those pools seemed to be pretty crowded all the time. I think if you didn't secure a chair there right away, you'd probably be out of luck. This pool over at MGM, of course, has the huge lazy river. We didn't participate in that because it was closed. There were only 2 pools open. They did have drink service. The Signature, because we were doing shoulder season 1 week before opening the pools, they did not have any drinks or food. However, it was a short walk to get either, right? You could buy all the drinks you wanted, bring them back to the pool. And typically, they're not going to allow you to bring outside food or drink in.
Because it was closed.
Right, because neither was provided. They did do that. The distance is not far. You know, I've seen people talk about this. There are mobile walkways, but we timed it out. We saw the video, or we'll link the video.
What was it, like
It was like
3.5
3.5 minutes, and you thought I was walking a little fast, which is typical. So let's say 3.5 to 4 minutes, and you are good to go. The food. Let's talk about the food. I think my favorite was Wolfgang Puck's.
Oh, absolutely.
We didn't discover it until a little bit later in the trip, but the breakfast was fantastic. The service was fantastic.
We tried to go to, like, the cafe for breakfast.
Right,
And
so we'll talk about the cafe.
It was like a cafe.
Yeah, we'll talk about the cafe in a minute. But, you know, Wolfgang Puck's, we ate dinner there after having 2 breakfasts there, and the dinner was one of the best we had the whole time. The breakfast was great as well. Luciano's was really good Italian food. And, of course, there is the secret speakeasy right next to Luciano's.
I really like that.
Yeah, you really did like the speakeasy.
Because it was kind of small.
Yeah, it was really small.
It only held a few people, which seemed kind of cool.
I think the 20 people was maybe the max there.
Yeah,
maybe at the
absolutely.
bar, maybe 25.
Yeah.
It's not
Sounds scary.
quite as secret as it once was, and
Yeah,
that they
there's
put
a big neon sign pointing
They've
down now.
put a sign above it, and there's a door handle on it now. I'm not even sure if you have to knock anymore. It's cool to do just for the feel, knock on it, but then you're probably going to open it yourself because when we did it, there was no attendant there to open it. What'd you think about Crush?
I liked Crush. I feel like we probably should have had more than one meal there to really get a great idea. We had one meal and we shared it.
Yeah, and then
But
we
it was
had
good. It was good. I kind of liked the vibe.
What do we have there?
We had the gnocchi.
Yeah, the gnocchi.
And
We
I
had
hope
the
I
gnocchi
said
there.
gnocchi.
Okay, we're not. Okay. I get
I
enough.
hope we're saying that right.
I get enough grief in the comments for mispronouncing Mexican words. I'm not going to try and get Italian's words correct either. The cafe is open early. It's only open for breakfast and lunch, I think.
I feel like the cafe is great if you're in a bar.
I think if you're at a conference, the cafe is fantastic.
Yeah.
You can go there quickly, you can get what you need, but it feels very impersonal. I mean, Look, the waitresses and that try to be as personal as they can, but they clearly have that we're in a hurry vibe, and it is what it is. Every place else felt very friendly and very personal. Didn't get that from the cafe, but it serves a purpose. But honestly, once we found Wolfgang, well, the food was good, but once we found Wolfgang for breakfast, it was elevated at that point.
Knows what he's doing.
So food court options was kind of interesting because they're open a little bit later. There's some traditional stuff there. Nathan's hot dogs, that was,
Quick.
and it was as expected.
Yeah.
It was exactly what you would think out of Nathan's hot dogs. And then the original chicken tenders, which I feel like is maybe a West Coast restaurant. I wasn't familiar with
It
it.
kind of reminded me of Arcane.
Yeah, a little bit like East Coast Cane's. It was still good, very hot, very fresh because everything's being made while you're waiting, which takes a minute. There's a large area to sit down in. So if you're just looking for a quick and go, whether you're going to another pool, you're going to gamble or whatever, the food court's a great option. Now, you did get pizza that one day from
The Lights.
The Lights, Tower 2 for Signature. And it's easy access right there off the lobby.
It was good. It was thin, crispy crust.
Super cheesy.
Obviously made in, a wood oven. It had that black char to the crust. It was good. It tasted good. You don't like the black part.
That's what the open fire pizza ovens give it,
Yeah.
and it's not my favorite thing, but I understand it and I can work around it. Before I get to the last section here, but let's give it a final. Go back or not go back? Wonder-worthy or not? Would you stay here on a shorter stay? I'm going to say yes, and the reason I like it is because I think a lot of people have an opinion of Vegas that it's super hectic, and they don't want to go there because they don't want everybody in their face. They don't want all the noise and that. And I think this is one of those situations where it gives you the best of all worlds. You can go to the very private side over in the tower. You can go back over to MGM and get all the hecticness, hectic pace and gambling if you want to out of your system. Also, it's a place, this Signature is a non-gambling, so you have to go over to MGM, do the 4-minute walk before you can gamble.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It lets you separate the two things. And the other thing I like about it is it's all connected internally. So when If you're going there,
Outside, like,
yep, if you're out there in the summer months when it's 106, 110 in the shade in the desert, you're never outside. So the last thing, and I talked about getting comped up to the Penthouse. So we got multiple comps while we were there. And on the final bill, the comps are not clearly stated. And so I've reached out to management to ask for some clarification on that. But as of this recording, they haven't responded back.
I feel like you should always check your bill when you leave.
Well, you should always check your bill before you leave. But you want to make sure,
Assume it's
particularly if you're
gonna be
getting comps, I mean, you want to make sure that those are attributed. But if they're saying, hey, your food comp, oh, we just didn't put it on there. And that's just, you need visibility. You need to be able to see that that was applied. So we're waiting to see that, but I really do feel that we'll get a good answer on that, and we'll follow up. I wonders, we're definitely going to say Signature is worthwhile if you'd like to go out there, particularly in the shoulder season, but even if you want to go in season, you want to go see March Madness, you want to go during one of the many, many events that Vegas puts on, feel free to reach out to us. We'll love to send you out. We're definitely going to go back on a short stay, a weekend or something like that. Signature gets our wonder-worthy seal of approval.